Hey guys, today I am not inside my bed. That's because it is hot. But that leads me to the topic of what I want to talk about today. The hotter it gets, the more I start spiraling. Not only is it physically hot outside, but everyone starts feeling hot. So, they wear tank tops and shorts and skirts and mini dresses, bikinis, they go to the beach, they go to the pool. During the summer is when everyone starts talking about weight loss. And everyone starts talking about achieving your summer body and working out and dieting, the perfect bikini body. It starts to trend again where everyone starts talking about weight loss and all these things that are already on my mind 24/7, but then now I just have to get reminded of it. For many, many years of my life, I hated summer for that exact reason. I never felt like my body was ever ready, ever, for anything. What I mean by ready is kind of living up to my standards. My biggest insecurity is when it comes to my body. Honestly, right now it's everything. So that's why I wear anything that swallows my body. So oversized sweaters and oversized sweatpants. My biggest insecurities have been my legs, and then after that would probably be my arms. It is so hard for me to lose weight in my arms and my legs. And honestly, it's a genetic thing. That's just how my body is built. Also, the reason why I hate shorts and I hate my legs is because I have cellulite, which is also a genetic thing. Because I can't wear, that I physically can't, I just mentally can't wear. People ask me like, aren't you hot? Yes, I'm hot. Does it get easier? No, it does not. In the summer, when I'm really insecure, I will not leave the house for multiple days unless I actually have to, because I don't want to go outside, because I don't have clothes. Like, I just won't wear clothes. Share a little bit about my backstory, because by now you guys know there's a lot that's happened. I grew up a chubby kid. Some may say fat. I talked about it in my last anxiety video. I was teased as a kid. Even when I was a teenager, I would get teased about it, and people would kind of poke fun. I used to have people in my life who were like half my weight make jokes about being fat in front of me. Also, I will point out that they were Japanese, like East Asian, and East Asian kids and teenagers tend to make a lot of body jokes. I used to work with kids ever since I was younger, and every year there would be kids that would call me fat. And that was something that I feared every single year. As a kid, I didn't really understand why. I just didn't want people to be mean. But as I got older, it became a fear of like appearing fat. Also, people would say like kids are brutally honest. Kids are just mean, okay? If any kid has said anything to you, because there's so many videos of like kids pointing out your acne or like your scars or your stretch marks or like your weight. Kids are just mean. They don't know any better. They just say what pops up in their head. It's already a beauty standard to be skinny anywhere. But in Asia, it's like 10 times more intense. I uploaded a video of me dancing to I'll See You There Tomorrow by TXT in my concert outfit. And that concert outfit, oh, that was bold of me, y'all. Those were shorts, or like a skirt. I talked about in my glowing up for TXT that I said that I was nervous about it, and I never specified why I was nervous. I didn't know if it fit me because I had not worn or tried shorts in like years. When I uploaded that video, it blew up on both Instagram and TikTok. Not only was I getting fat shaming comments on that video, I was also getting them on some other videos in English. That video on both TikTok and Instagram reached, I think, Korea and Japan. There were very good, nice comments as well. But then I also got several fat shaming comments. That was really, really hard. It does get to you, especially when you already have those issues, to even just hear someone maybe even make a joke or like point out maybe an insecurity that you have. Not in necessarily a negative way, but they just point it out. And that's why when I developed my eating disorder and I started becoming very conscious about my body, every time I went back to Japan, I relapsed on my eating disorder. And especially because I'm Japanese American and mixed with my crippling social anxiety, I would just always mold into them. Like, I kid you not, within 2 weeks, I would look like your average Japanese person on the street because I would buy clothes, I would do makeup, I would do my hair, I would try to get my body to look like them. I did everything and anything to try to look like the beauty standard, which is a whole nother topic, especially because I'm going back to Japan literally in a couple weeks. I'm excited, but you can probably now understand why I'm a little scared. But anywho, I did also have a thyroid issue that was discovered soon enough, which was good. But because of that, I was growing this way and not this way. So when I started getting treated for it, I started to grow and I naturally started losing weight. So my body was becoming more proportionate. I do remember though, one of my things is though when I got into K-pop. Yeah, that was my pipeline, unfortunately. I got into K-pop and at first it was like no problem. I just love the music, I love my idols. But the girl groups, yeah, once I started getting into girl groups, teenage IU was like, wait a minute, I think this is what I perceive as pretty. I fell into this hole. At that time was when I had no friends and I was lonely as fuck. So I had nothing better to do. At that time, it felt very short, but I think it went on for several months. I wasn't hanging out with people. I was hungry all the time. So then I also developed depression. I look back at pictures now. In my perspective now, I'm like, what the heck? But at that time, I genuinely was like, no, I'm not ready. End of 2019, beginning of 2020, binge eat like every single day. I gained a lot of weight, became heavily insecure again. Then COVID hit. And then since then, it's been very on and off. I have struggled with disordered thinking a lot, but I have not acted on it in a very long time. However, disordered thinking is still not good for you because it still gives you this mindset that can potentially lead to disordered acting. That is kind of my story. My dream since I was 17 years old has been to be skinny. Say that out loud is really sad because I'm 24 now. There's so much to life than wanting to be skinny. And I cannot even tell you the amount of years and probably the beauty of my youth and life right now that I've lost because all I cared about was losing weight. Especially being on the internet. Contrary to perhaps popular belief, I'm personally insecure about like everything and anything. I don't think that I am pretty. I'll look at my face and I'll be like, you know, if I lost weight, my face would be so much slimmer. If I lost weight, this outfit would look better. That's why I have a hard time believing people when they tell me that I look pretty, especially on social media, because you guys are seeing the best version of myself. I'm like, y'all, I don't look like that. Probably you've heard every single person say this, and I'm just gonna be the 101st person to say it. The body that you had when you were 17 and 18 years old is never going to be the body that you're going to have when you're an adult. Does that crush my soul? Yeah. Makes me feel a little bit like, damn. And then it also makes my brain be like, is that a challenge? Honestly, when I was like a senior in college, I was in a lot of extracurriculars. I was dancing, and I was busy with my school life and my personal life. I was not, monitoring the things that I ate. I ate when I was hungry. It was a very fun time in my life because I was exploring a lot about my fashion. There was this thrift store near my apartment that I loved, and my roommates and my friends and I would go thrifting all the time. But it wasn't like I was necessarily like thin. I was at a healthy weight. I was stable. Your body knows stability. The body I had when I was disordered was never stable. That was never the body that I was supposed to achieve for a long time. Why do I know that? Because it never lasted. If I had stopped that lifestyle, would have been gone in 6 months. I would have gained that weight right back. There is a certain point of your body that is comfortable, and it is the body that is the result of you being healthy. I think accepting that is and has been the hardest part about growing up, never having achieved that long-term thin body. I think a part of me always wanted to feel like I could be one of those girls that are naturally skinny. I wanted to believe that I could be skinny for the rest of my life. All it took was for me to be dedicated and have discipline and put in the work. And so when I didn't achieve it and I wasn't skinny, I thought that I was lazy and that I was a fat ass and all I did was sit at home and eat all day and I was so unhealthy. And that was really difficult for me, was also accepting the fact that the more I hated my body and the worse my eating disorder got, the more fat phobic I got. Being fat phobic is it's so ugly. People think like, I was comparing myself to skinny people. Yeah, but I was also comparing myself to every single person. I would never say it out loud, nor would I put it on the internet. It wasn't anything that left my brain, but even having those thoughts in your brain, oh my God, I can't, like, you guys again, I'm like literally aching at myself because it's genuinely such a bad place to be in. It's crazy how many times I have suffered the consequences of this dream, of this image of like skinny that I have, and this specific body that I'm like I'm never gonna give up until I have this body. Not only to my psyche, but to my like actual physical. I'm still in the steps because everything is baby steps, and that's one thing I've also learned as well, is it's one step at a time. There's not gonna be one day, although it is easy for my brain that it's like, because also that snap was so loud. That was a crisp ass snap. Anyway, there's been so many moments where my mental health was so bad that it was instantaneous, that my actions changed and that I let these toxic mindsets change my life. It sucks that the hard things are what takes the longest. And that's also the reason why I think people develop such bad habits when it comes to weight loss, is because we get impatient. And that's the whole summer thing, is we're like, summer bodies. Oh my God, I only have a month. Girl, you have your whole life. You're missing out on so many experiences in life because you're convincing yourself that you're not good enough. With all the shit your body does, that is the last fucking thing it's probably thinking of. And I can't even imagine how mad my body was when it's freaking fighting for my life, keeping me alive. I'm not giving it nutrients and food. They're like, I'm working overtime and you can't even give me a piece of bread. We're not like Sims. Like, we don't all have one emote build that like, if we somehow achieve this one like weight or look, like we're gonna end up looking the same. It's super normal at a young age. Honestly, even when you get older, I don't think there's ever a time in your life, especially for women, to not want to achieve beauty, because our whole life we're told to be beautiful. Our whole life everyone expects us to be beautiful and like to be the prettiest, perfect, youthful version of ourselves. Whatever your singular version of beauty is not the only solution. Besties, we're in this together and we're gonna fight this together. I hope that this encourages anyone that it speaks to look at life with a wider lens. Right now, you might be in this tunnel vision. I am someone who is a very short-term goal type person. It definitely gets difficult because sometimes you get confused along the way. And you start to wonder, what am I doing this for? What am I living for? Okay, I finished this one. Now what? Big goals are what strive us to live life. It is summer and it is very hot. So wherever you live, I hope you're staying hydrated, you're wearing sunscreen, and you stay safe with any type of activity that you're doing. I hope that you can be happy and that you can feel confident, even if it's just for a little bit. In my last video, I was getting so emotional reading your guys' comments. It takes a lot of strength for you guys as well to share your story. So thank you so much. So I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.